Reviewing Vultures 2 by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign. Ye and Ty Dolla $ign dropped one of my favorite albums at the top of this year in Vultures 1. I thought it was a continuation of the hot streak that Ye has been on ever since the release of Donda. Now we get the second installment of this collab project series between him and Ty Dolla $ign. And after diving in, I can say that there are some joints on here, but at the end of the day, it is definitely not as strong as the first. Opens up with Slide, a record I did not like very much. The instrumental has a weird synthy organ type sound that just drones on and does not mesh with Ty's singing or Ye's rapping in my opinion. But Time Moving Slow was dope to me. I love the minimal beat, just some simple drums and keys. The melodic singing between Ye and Ty was very fire, and Ye's second verse was cool as well. A bit of content on here, which is not his forte, at least for the past few years. I would say that he's mostly been in his pussy era. That's really all he raps about most of the time. Second verse had a bit of real talk in it. Field Trip, the production was very cool. The major highlight is the beat. It's absolutely sick. And the chorus by Don Toliver is pretty dope as well. But the Playboy Cardi verse is an example of the many times I have not really messed with this deep voice and flow in this part of his career. It's just very hit or miss for me. Hits hard on stuff like Tundra or Fiend, but here I find myself just wanting the hook to come back in. The same unfortunately applies for one of my favorite rappers' verse in Kodak Black. A part of why I don't like it is the beat and the sound that they chose to loop for his verse just makes it sound off and weird. And overall, the verse is just not one of his best performance-wise. It's not terrible, just way below Yak's standard, especially comparing to a recent verse like on DJ Mustard's Yak's Prayer or Drunk from the Digital Deluxe of this album. This song to me is carried by the production and hook all the way. Fried boasts the same Sagar Hooligan chorus from Carnival, and to me the song itself is just a weaker version of it, as much as the beat is still pretty tough. Very hard not to compare the two, because it's clearly a continuation of that vibe from Carnival, and I would say that no part of Fried is as strong as Carnival, especially hook-wise. Promotion is okay. It's another record where the production and future hook make up the best parts of the record. The second half of the album is where I think things start to pick up, and the record starts to sound a bit more complete. Husband Into Lifestyle is essentially one song and likely top 3 on the album. The first part, Husband, has a watery R&B flavored synth with a solo Kanye sung verse that transitions into Lifestyle with a super tough auto-tune Lil Wayne verse in the vein of I'm Single. That is the best part of the song, but unlike most of the album, I don't think Wayne carries the song. Husband/Lifestyle altogether is complete and fire from hook to beat to verses. But to me, tracks like Forever and Bomb are just as much interludes as Isabella. The production by James Blake on Forever is very cool, and it's tough for me to not like a Jersey Club beat that Bomb has. But I'm not a fan of Northwest or Chicago rapping. It's cute to make a song with your kids, but that's really all it is to me. Just cute, not good. And I wish Forever was longer and built out more. It's a great idea that I think should have been expanded upon. 530 is probably the best beat and probably one of the best songs on the album as well. The first verses are Kanye's best on the album. Bars about trying to raise his family the way he wants to, having to have FaceTime visitations, family dynamic that I think would be pretty tough considering who he chose to make his BM. To me, bars like if you fall in love with a demon or diva, pray your soulmate got a soul when you meet her, kind of touch on what he may feel about Kim and their relationship. I wish, like most people, he would have continued the rapping he opened the song with, instead of devolving into the roughest track, incomplete mumbling that the song ends with. But I honestly do see myself returning to the song, even with the weird ending. River featuring Young Thug is another feature that outshines Ye's verse, and I love the outro that Ty Dolla $ign with the chorus has harmonizing. Great beat by Pierre Bourne as well. Pierre never misses. Dead featuring Future and Lil Durk is pretty much a Future song, and to me this song could be on just a Future or a Lil Durk album. Makes sense because ATL Jacobs is the only producer on it. It's just a hard-ass Atlanta trap record. Little to no Kanye West imprint on it. A bit telling of his performance on this project, as one of the best records on it is one that doesn't sound like he had any input on it. Forever Rollin' has another Atlanta feature with Lil Baby. And I feel about Lil Baby similarly the way I feel about someone like Laserdisc 700. That feeling being he just sounds better when someone else picks his beats. It feels like it inspires something in him to step up lyrically as well, because his verse on this song is better than anything he has rapped in the past year or so. Sky City lets one of the best lyricists in the history of good music, Saya the Prince, shine with a verse that he doesn't have to give to Kanye as a ghostwriter. And 070 Shake's outro and the harmonies will have you floating away. Those two parts in itself make me like that song. Then My Soul is a fitting outro where Ye touches again on a bit of Black Man in America real content. There is a line that I have to comment on where he says, "What if I start off the track hum the beginning, fuck up the middle part, and mumble the ending. It just sounds better in my humble opinion. That is something that he is just blatantly wrong about, in my humble opinion. Especially the way he delivers his style, it just doesn't sound good. And I think that the mindset behind his recent verses is the reason why they're often low quality. Overall, this album to me is carried by the production and features. Kanye's parts are often the worst part of the records where he appears, and the first part of 530 or Husband/Lifestyle can't save the whole project. Sometimes to me, it feels like Kanye has gotten the wrong idea when it comes to what new age rap is about. To me, what I think he has taken from it is, oh, you have to sound like you don't really give a fuck and you're not really trying. That's what the kids do, right? But the way he delivers it doesn't translate or create a good product much of the time. And on the deluxe, Drunk is the only new record that you need to listen to. I wish that Kodak had done that on Field Trip. But overall, I didn't hate the album. It just pales in comparison to Vultures 1, scoring Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign's Vultures 2 6.5 out of 10. Let me know what you would rate it. Sound off in the comments. Peace.